Hello all you beautiful people, how you doing today? This is Lava Temptress and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome, hi, how are you doing? Today we're going to be doing another Sky Factory 4 tutorial, and today is all about the cakes. The dimension cakes and where they get us and how to make them and all that good stuff. So first of all, these are all the different cakes. There's the Nether cake, the Lost Cities cake, the Twilight Forest cake, which if you're in prestige mode, you do have to unlock a point for this in order to even see it, so beware of that. The end cake and the hunting dimension cake. And then of course we have the overworld cake, but we're in the overworld, so this one is null and void here. But we will get into how we get through each dimension and all that. But first, let's see how to make everything. So this is going to be pretty easy, right? So we all know how to make cakes, right? A cake. Guess I should have gone into a regular cake, huh? So a cake is a bucket of milk at the top, 2 sugar, egg, and wheat. It's the typical vanilla recipe, so nothing special there. That's why I didn't lay it out. But for the overworld cake, we're going to put a cake in the middle and any of the saplings. It doesn't matter what kind, I just put coal because that was the first thing I grabbed. So any 8 saplings surrounded by a cake will give you an overworld cake. Now, the reason I suggest making an overworld cake is because when you go through these dimensions, it's supposed to give you an overworld cake, but sometimes it messes up. And you can't always find it, it pops off, it doesn't go into your inventory, it disappears, whatever. Sometimes stuff happens. So I recommend having a couple with you at all times. So in case anything happens, you have a cake to get back home. Alright, so next cake we have the Nether cake. It is 8 obsidian surrounded by a cake. Next one is the Lost Cities cake, and this one is pretty cool. So it's 2 bricks on the top corners, a brewing stand, 2 iron bars, of course the cake in the middle, 2 diamond blocks, and terracotta. The terracotta color doesn't matter, it's any of them as long as it's terracotta. And that will give us our Lost Cities cake. Next we have the hunting dimension cake, and that is 4 stone swords, 4 arrows, all surrounded by a cake. Now for the next one, ender pearl with blaze powder will give you eye of enders, and that's how we're going to make our end cake. So it's 8 of the eye of enders surrounding an end cake. Now here's the cool part. Let's go find out what each of these dimensions look like. I did put on some armor and I got me a cool little glitch sword, which has a bonus because I'm using the full set of armor, so yay. Now the first one you're probably going to go to is Nether cake. To go into the dimension, you're just going to click it like you're eating a piece of cake that's sitting on the floor. Now you notice I haven't gone anywhere yet. That's because it takes a minute. You're going to have to let it sit for a minute. And if you're still not going anywhere, go to an empty hand. Click on the Nether cake again. See? It just takes a minute, so you gotta be patient. And what I tell you, look at this. No overworld cake. Oh, it did pop one into our inventory. So in order to get back, and when you go to the Nether, be warned, I have glitch armor on so I can fly. But usually when you come here, you can't. I couldn't. So it always spawns you on a platform above the lava. So you're going to have to bring stuff to, you're going to want to build a little platform because, you know, all the mobs can shoot you. But also you want to, like for here, I would probably do a pathway over to here. Mine, I had both sides pretty close. So mine was a little bit different. So I did to one side, but I could have done to either. But especially since there's another fortress here, we'd probably go to over here. But make sure you bring some blocks with you to build with, and of course torches and everything. Now to get back home, we're just gonna click on the overworld cake. And again, sometimes it'll take a minute when you're going between dimensions, and it'll put you back wherever your spawn area is. Now, let's just take a look at all. And if it freaks out like this, it does it once in a while, just give it a click. It's not really there. It just glitches out. I think it's really annoying that it does that, but, you know, whatever. All right, so next place you're probably going to go is a tie between either Lost Cities and Hunting Dimension. But let's go to Lost Cities first because, well, Lost Cities is pretty cool, to be honest. There's a lot of places to explore. There's some dungeons there, so you can go to explore a little bit of areas, kill some mobs. But again, see, it gave us our cake in our inventory, but again, you're at a platform, and so just expect whatever world you go to, you're going to have to build a pathway to wherever you're going, okay? Now, I have glitch armor on, so we're just going to fly over here, just so I can show you in case you haven't seen the dimensions. Now, normally what I do, and be sure to mark your where your place is. So if you don't know how to do that, B, and you can set a location. So if I go back here, and of course you're going to want to bring torches too, because if you don't light up your pathway, mobs are going to spawn on it, and you're going to have a harder time getting back. So if I'm here, and B is your quick to set a new portal, new waypoint. So I always name it something like Portal Home, okay? So then when I'm over here on the map, I can see until I'm at a certain distance I can see, but even when I'm pretty far over, you'll always be able to look back and see that. So that's a good tip. Alright, you're usually going to break into one of these sides though, and there's usually mobs here, so beware of that. But it's a cool little train track area. The train track is not actually functioning. But look at this. You have little places to explore. They're multi-level. If you go down in them, there's mobs, there's loot, you know, little dungeon area. And they're all different until you come across certain ones. Forgot I wasn't in creative. Until you come across certain ones. So there is a little bit of difference between the different building structures, but they're pretty cool. Alright, so another thing in Lost Cities Dimension is that each of these little areas, and if for some reason you do have flight, if you hit control, it'll make you fly a little bit faster. So these different areas, and then you have a crossroad area too. But you just travel in these tunnels. Again, if you haven't lit them up, there's gonna be mobs. So just keep your eye on that. And you see, I can see my Portal Home area from here. So if I ever get lost, as long as you've marked where your home was, yes, you can see it on the map, but it's so much easier to just turn and go, oh, I need to go in that direction, because that's where I'm going to home. This is one of the long tunnels. Some of these tunnels are so freaking long, let me tell you. But it gives mobs and stuff an opportunity to spawn and all that, so it's all good. Alright, so let's get over here. Each of the different, these are different biomes. So this one says ocean. Oh, beach. Huh. Well, you see how this one has lots of sand. The structure itself is different. Kind of looks like a little landing area up here. They're all different. My point is, there's even ones with snow. All kinds of stuff. Now, we want to go over this way. And I'm just going to break through. But we're going to head back home. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. And as you can see, we can always find our way back home. Now, the nice thing is, too... Ooh, that's not good. The nice thing is, too, you can see the different places on your map. So we're flying through this one. This one looks like a little savanna, not savanna, more of a plains kind of place. But so the biomes are pretty nice. They're all different. They're all kind of special. They have different kinds of trees. So if it's something you're interested in, oh, also you can mine here. And there are some ores that you can only get by mining in the Lost City dimensions. I don't see any right here. Off the top of my head, I think one of them's thorium. I can't think of the names of all of them. But there are certain ores, if you look in the system. Let's see, will it pull it up? Lost. Yeah. So, dilithium, tritanium, thorium, uranium, boron, lithium, is that? Yeah, lithium and magnesium. They can only be found in Twilight Forest and Lost Cities dimensions. So, you would have to go to either one of those to get any of those ores. Alright, so let's check out the hunting dimension and what do we have left? The end. And again, cake's there. It's really not there. So, oh, and Twilight. Twilight is pretty cool, but you're probably going to go to Hunting Dimension before you go to Twilight. Hunting Dimension is known to have lots of mobs and be really, really dark and spooky. And we got Let the Hunt Begin. Alright, let's pull out... Do we have torches? Oh yeah, I can't go into there. Again, remember to mark your way home. So even if you just type home... And Hunting Dimension has a whole bunch of darkness. Absolute darkness. Okay, so I built a platform. You need it to be at least 22, probably about 25 wide, or long, because the hunting dimension, the best thing is it's always dark, so it's good for mob spawning. So to put a mob spawner here or something like that, otherwise it's pretty bleak and blah. So, and obviously you're going to want to make a nice platform, probably out of obsidian, if you really want to keep it nice. Alright, so let's take a look at... There's that one. Okay, so now Twilight Forest. Twilight Forest is very, very different in Sky Factory 4. When you go to Twilight Forest, you definitely want to have some form of flight. Now, what I did is I waited until I had my jetpack to come here. And Sky Factory is... It is... procedurally generated. We want to mark where our home is. So you won't be able to get into certain areas. So if it comes across and it's green or snowy or you start getting hurt, that means you're not allowed to be in that area yet. See, it's completely pitch black. And if you look, we have blindness for 3 seconds. That's because we're not allowed to be there yet. You can also get a black shadowy effect, a snowy effect, all different kinds of effects, and that means you're not in the right place. I will do another one on the progression that you should do in Sky Factory for Twilight Forest. But, yep, it's just a whole bunch of islands. You have to go to find all the different things and, of course, do your quest line and all that. So, all right, let's go back. And on the last place we need to go check out and see how it differs here than on a regular world would be the end. All right, and of course, our end dragon's going to be here. So again, it's just islands, but that's kind of what the end is typically anyway. There are the cages on here, so you will have to be aware of that. And it did not spawn all the way. So, okay. I could go straight through if I wanted to, alright. But instead, we're going to take our overworld portal back. Oh, and I forgot to mark this one. See, this is why you got to mark where it is. Because if I didn't know my way around, I wouldn't have been able to get back home unless I had an extra cake on me. Because you can set the cakes down anywhere. Alright, well, this was kind of short and sweet, but just wanted to take a look at all the different dimensions, show you how to make the cakes, because that's one of the cool things about Sky Factory 4 is you get around to all the different places by cakes. You don't have the big portals, you just use cakes. Alright, well, if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to see a tutorial on something I haven't done already, leave all that down below, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, this is Lava Temptress. Don't get burned. Bye!